Alright. Are you ready to learn some shit? You ready to learn
Yeah.
some things? Alright. Today we're looking at a tech magic mod of Doom. We're probably not gonna start the apocalypse today.
Hopefully not. I'm not gonna ask what that room is.
Which room?
Demonic summoning circle of chests down there.
Oh no, that's the armory. We just have to unseal it, because as you can see, it's definitely dangerous in here.
His frame rate isn't high enough to see the item. You suck.
Anyways, so we're gonna be learning how fracking the AOE, how Botania works.
You suck.
So, we're firstly gonna learn the basics of mana. This is a creative mana pool. Basically, it's actually just infinite mana. What mana does, it allows you to turn some items into other items. Like if you were to pull out a diamond. If I were to throw your diamond.
That's a word. Terrestrial agglomeration.
Oh, terrestrial agglomeration plate.
That's a word.
Calvin, throw the diamond into the mana pool.
What will it turn into, an emerald? Oh no, just a shiny diamond.
Do you know what it's called?
A mana diamond. What does it do?
Well, it's useful for some other crafts.
Okay,
there's also ender pearls. There is, well, actually, I can just tech mana infusion. There's a lot of cool mana recipes that all consume different things. I do, okay. So that's how that works. So, now you're probably curious, how the frack do we get this mana thing?
Magic.
You're pretty close.
Oh, wait, what? Magic is actually gonna apply here? For once?
We start with an empty mana pool. You craft these things out of 5 living rock. Quite easy. Well, first...
Living rock is...
Well, firstly, we need to craft a pure daisy. So that we can get living rock. So we have to craft this thing. Now to craft this thing, we need a petal apothecary. So, I'm going to get you some white petals. So,
a fairly simple craft.
If you hover over it, you should see something, right? Hit Q.
EMC 13. EMC 13.
Well, no, if you look at it, yeah, look.
Oh.
So now if you add a seed... you get a pure daisy. Now, using this pure daisy, you can make...
corrupted thingamajigs?
You can make 2 different things with it. You can make living wood...
living stone?
And living rock.
Oh, close enough.
I particles off, don't I?
What are particles?
Never mind, doesn't apply to you. Is it stone? Does it need to be stone?
Bradley, how have you forgotten?
It is stone. It is stone, okay. I thought you could do cobble. So you can turn logs and stone, and, well, after about 30 seconds or so, they turn into a different block entirely. I love how log is 32, but stone is 1. EMC.
What is EMC?
That's for a different video. That's Project E.
Why is the ceiling 3? Why are you nothing? Why is the chest 64? What?
Oh, Calvin. Start viewing platform. We can look upon our living
Dirt 1. Oh,
Oh, we get living rock, living rock, living rock. And now, yeah, we now get living wood. These are the base essentials.
Nether brick, crappy sand.
These are the bare essentials of Botania. You use them for almost everything under the sun.
So you need that funny plant.
Anyways.
What's the funny plant turning radius?
It's just around. It has to be, like, directly touching it.
Oh, lame.
So we now have a mana pool. Now, there are many, many different mana generation methods. There is single-use generation methods and continuous generation methods. Which would you like to look at first?
Continuous.
Okay. So, the Endo Flame in my hand right here. We're gonna need grass blocks, actually. I should make a grass block just pad.
Finish feeling that this mod will involve a lot of plants. Don't know why though.
Really, Botania.
Definitely not the name.
Botania involves botany.
Huh. Weird.
You see, we have our mana pool. Now, one method is the Endo Flame. This, using the power of a mana spreader. So when a mana spreader does... Well, firstly, you're going to need one of these things. A Wand of the Forest. There you go.
More items to my cool collection.
Now look at things with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, basically, mana spreaders you can link to mana pools using shift right click.
Oh.
And now any mana this thing obtains will put it into this pool automatically. Make sense?
Yes.
So, we need to get this thing mana. Now, we also have to link the Endo Flame to the mana spreader. So now, if this Endo Flame gets mana, it will send it to the mana spreader, which will then send it to the mana pool. Makes sense?
Yeah.
You can also set up multiple Endo Flames and link them all to one mana spreader.
How do you tell the growth of the mana pool?
Well, there's nothing in it yet, because they're not generating mana. The Endo Flame is by far the easiest. You literally feed it burnable things, like a coal block. Watch.
That generates mana?
Calvin, look.
Yeah.
Watch the it's generating mana.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a lot of mana in there.
Well, you see, they're all turned on now. Look at them. Calvin, they've all got, like, torch particles above the end. All the Endo Flames have, like, torch particles on them.
Glorious.
And they're feeding the mana spreader with mana to then feed the mana pool with mana. And you can use the mana pool to do stuff. I believe the ratio of Endo Flames to mana spreader is 6-1 for maximum. I think if you had a 7, that all of a sudden overflows. We're gonna test that though.
I see.
No, we're going fine. Can we do 8? Can we go more? Holy. Is it changed? No, wait. Yeah, no, now we're filling up. No, put away the pixel. So yeah, now the Endo Flames start themselves to fill with mana. I will clear your inventory.
Not again.
There's your Wand of the Forest behind you. Yeah, but you see, we're now getting mana. At the cost of coal. And lots of it. This is by far the easiest method.
Like, that's so inefficient.
No, it may look like there's a little. There's actually a decent amount in there.
I'm looking at the thingamajig. There's only a little blue sliver.
Yeah, because it's not... It's the easiest to get running, though. One of the better ones to do are called Rosa Arcana. These are probably my favorite ones to do.
That's a name, Rosa Arcana.
Yes.
That's
Do you want me to tell you what it does?
magic.
It steals your experience.
That's that's interesting.
So watch, if I pull out some bottles. Oh, enchanting.
Oh.
And they produce a lot. Like, they are not inefficient. They are really powerful. So, yeah. Like, Calvin, if you come over and stand in here, if I go to survival and I get myself experience...
Who did yoink it from you?
Well, yeah, but Calvin, if you move... Yeah, it deletes your experience. But... you get tons of mana. Like, look at how much mana we obtain. Like, look at the mana pool now.
I guess?
We've already doubled it. And also, XP is far easier to come by than coal. Change my mind. Okay. These are by far probably the best two. Ors Arcana is more late game versus the other one is more early game. Make sense? Now we're going to look at the single use, okay?
But there's only one use for a mana pool?
No, the single use mana generation.
Oh.
Black and Blacker Lotus.
It's not called Blacker. Oh my god, it is. Q. It didn't work. Explain.
So, for the lotuses to work, can you just chuck Black Lotus in? No, you can't. Right. So, key detail about the lotus things to work. They need mana to already be there. So, we're going to get a Rosa Arcana, because it's just by far the easiest one to get going. Calvin, do you have XP?
No?
Okay, we're gonna get a bottle of enchanting. Look, we now have mana, Calvin. We now have mana.
Yes.
So now, if you check a Black Lotus in, it starts to fill up a lot more. You'll notice.
There's only one?
No. That was a full stack of them. No. That's
and
a full stack.
how easy does it come by?
Not incredibly, but they're good for a single burst. Make sense?
And there's Blacker Lotus.
Yeah, Blacker Lotus does even more.
Huh. Are they craftable or findable? Or bothable?
None are craftable. You have to find them.
What
But,
dimension?
Structure chests. Any.
Oh.
But, like, if you look here, like, there's very little in this one. But watch.
That is a significant difference.
Like, you can fill up a lot more quickly, but it's single use. So, that's also a niche scenario. That's mana generation for you. Alright, now we're gonna look into... Oh, there's also this cool thing called a mana splitter. Okay?
Let me guess, it splits mana in every direction.
Move. Basically,
How'd I know?
you'd shoot this thing with mana, and it'd give it to all... It'd evenly disperse it.
Damn, I was right.
You were indeed right. Now we're gonna look at mana usages. Wait, where's my creative... Give me my creative mana pool back. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna put this in the corner. So, we have runes, tablets, mirrors, terrestrial agglomeration, conjuring, alchemy, and then we'll look at elves later. So choose something other than elves right now. We can look at conjuring and alchemy, or we can look at tablets and mirrors.
Mana mirror.
The mirror and the tablet we look at the same time, because they basically do the same thing, but slightly different. So,
Okay.
see that mirror right there?
Yes.
Shift right click.
Oh.
You'll now notice, if you go on survival, I think my texture pack might override it.
There's a bar for me, though.
Yeah, there's a blue mana bar underneath. Mana tablets, very similar. You just switch. Now, if you pull your wand to the forest and look at the everlasting guilty pool, it by default
Yeah.
it goes tablet to pool, but this way I've shift right clicked with the wand, so now it goes pool to tablet. So if you just chuck the tablet in,
My bad. So, like, transferable mana.
it's for easy mana transportation. Because if you look at it now, it's pretty full. It's not super full, but you can also just have it to dump into another pool, so it's easy transportation of mana instead of having to set up a whole bunch of spreaders.
Simple dimple.
Make sense?
Yes.
That's the mirror and the tablet. Okay. You know what? We're gonna look at conjuring and alchemy. So, you'll notice if you look at the bottom of this pool, it's the color. It's the same as the sides of the pool, right? Over here. This one is not.
No, it's like a thingy in the bottom.
And nor is this one. That's how you tell the difference between the alchemy and the conjuring. Conjuring is really cool. If one were to get a piece of redstone, Calvin, I'm going to survival here. If one were to get a piece of redstone and throw it down, I now have 2 pieces of redstone. 4.
Bradley, my game is starting to lag.
Uh-huh. Calvin, I have an inventory full of redstone.
Yes, so do I.
It's what we call the redstone fountain. Oh, this is alchemy. It just transfers. We've made a fountain, Calvin. I've got a creative.
Oh.
Present you alchemy and conjuring.
That's, interesting.
So yeah, you can actually just pull out anything under the sun you want. It doesn't work on everything, though. It works on, like, leaves and gunpowder, though, and redstone. So all the important stuff. Okay. Now, we're going to look at Runic Altar. You're only going to use this thing, like, twice. Ever. You're going to use this, like, it's so rarely used.
But look at the cool animation.
It does have a cool... They all have a cool animation, Calvin. We need to hook up a mana spreader. I do not have a wand. I do have a wand. So look, now, upon request, this will provide this with mana. So let's make, we're gonna make a, let's make a Rune of Asgard. Actually, that's our end goal. Our end goal is to make this thing, our Rune of Asgard, okay?
Cool, yeah.
To make that, we need a Rod of the Bifrost and a Netherdinger. Rod of the Bifrost and a Netherdinger we're just gonna give ourselves because those don't require runes. Okay? But then we need the Rune of Pride, Autumn, and Air. Now to make those, you need other things. To make the Rune of Air, you need String, Mana Powder, Mana Steel, Carpet, and Feather. You get Mana Steel, you get Mana Powder by chucking redstone into a mana pool, and you get Mana Steel by putting iron into it. So yeah, and now if you right click, look at it. Look at how cool it is. And if you look at it, even without anything in your hand, you'll see a progress bar in the room being crafted. Now if you look, it's ready to be crafted. All you need is some living rock. Calvin?
What?
You right click a piece of living rock onto it?
I wasn't paying attention for 1 second. What happened?
Well, we now have runes of air. I'm getting just another chest. So we now have runes of air, okay? Our goal is the Rune of Asgard. To make that, we need these two, and then we need runes of air. So we now have runes of air. That's easy. Okay? Now we take the Rune of Autumn, which requires a Rune of Air and a Rune of Fire. To make a Rune of Fire, we need Gunpowder, Nether Brick, Mana Steel, Mana Powder, and Nether Wart. Okay? This is probably one of the more complex starter things, but it's something you're going to need to use if you want to make specific things. So look, you can now right click, right click, right click, right click, and right click. And if you look at it, you'll see a progress bar over the room.
Yeah.
That's until it gets crafted, yeah. Now, if I right click the living rock on, and I right click the wand, we now have runes of fire. To make a rune of autumn, we need a rune of air, a rune of fire, spider eyes, and leaves. So we can take one of our runes of fire and runes of air, and we can now go boop, 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 boop. Makes sense. Is this all making sense so far?
Yes.
It's cool special crafting that looks really cool in the process.
Now, is your reward decent?
Well, you need runes to make stuff. Like, currently we're going to make the Rune of Asgard, which you would hypothetically need to firstly make Mjolnir or to make the Mana Infuser. Those are both for tomorrow, I think. Or for the day after. And by tomorrow, I mean whenever we decide to get around to this. So yeah, now, living rock and... Cool thing. We now have a Rune of Autumn. Okay, we have air, autumn. Now we need pride. Pride is fire, summer, and 2 mana diamonds. So to make a mana diamond, you need a diamond. Cal, would you mind turning these into mana diamonds for me? It's in the corner.
Is in the corner? Oh, it is.
Alright.
Come on, game, crash again with the Blunker thingamajigs.
Okay, I'm glad to see that. Well, actually, I take them out because we need to craft a Rune of Summer, which requires a Rune of Air and a Rune of Earth. So we need to craft a Rune of Earth, meaning we need all of these materials. It's a giant rabbit hole to get anything. So yeah, now we're making the step. We need to make the sub-step to make the sub-step. Because now we're making a Rune of we have fire. We're making a Rune of Summer, And we're currently making the rune of earth. Sir?
Yeah?
We're gonna need those runes of earth.
Yo.
Okay, now to make it that. So we need an air, sand, slime, and melon. And then an air one. And there it goes. It's crafting away. Now we're going to make a rune chest and a material chest, just to show you everything it took to get up to here. Okay, and then I can go boop. So we now have a rune of summer. Now we need to make a rune of pride, which is summer, fire, and 2 mana diamonds. Like Calvin. So if you look in this chest here, Calvin, if you look in the chest to your right, or your left, I guess, that is everything it took us to get to where we are now.
Yes.
Plus living rock and probably tons of mana. We have a rune of pride, rune of air, rune of autumn, rod of bifrost, and a netherite ingot. If I now put all of these in the thing, we are now making the rune of Asgard. That's rune crafting for you. It's complex, but only kind of rewarding. But you need it for very specific things, like, you know, mana infusing and, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir?
That's, I think that's next Botania. How long does this thing take?
A while.
And there we go. This is our rune of Asgard. That's ritual. That's runes for you. Alright, so we have 2 things left. We have Terra Steel and the elves. We're doing elves last, so it's time to do Terra Steel. I'm getting 2 mana. I'm getting 3 mana spreaders for this one. We're gonna need a lot of mana. So, you go into your REI and you search up Terra Steel Ingot. This is what we're making. Alright, we need mana diamond, mana pearl, and mana steel. Meaning we need a diamond, ender pearl, and iron. So Calvin, do you mind giving me a mana diamond, a mana pearl, and a mana steel?
Mana steel? I got you. What the?
Oh, right, you probably can't. Yeah. Get off. Off.
I'm fine.
So now, if we right click, we are now infusing this thing. We are combining these 3 things to make a Terra Steel Ingot using Terra Agglomeration. Use Terrestrial Agglomeration to make a Terra Steel Ingot. All of this, 2 full mana pools this would require, Calvin. 2 full mana pools, and all of these resources to make 1 Terra Steel Ingot.
Bruh.
left something over here, didn't I? Yes. Infusing. What you just saw me put on our lenses, they make stuff better.
Make stuff just better?
Yes. You put them on the spreaders. I put a velocity on the top one, and I put potencies on these ones.
No.
Okay.
I walked forward, no.
Okay, we're getting higher tier spreaders. Because I'm impatient. And yes, you can upgrade your spreaders. This is max tier. I'm impatient. Look at them. We just have to beam it out of existence. I forget how much this costs. This is taking a really long time. Calvin, look at how many we have beaming into this thing, and look at how long it's still taking.
Are you sure it's gonna work?
Yes.
How valuable is the thing we're creating?
Oh. I did it dumb.
I knew it.
I forget there's a platform. We need lapis blocks. And we need whatever they're called, living rock. Now, I forget, because this isn't commonly known. control. Living rock, okay. There we go. This should work now. Yeah, you need to build this formation with a living rock under the plate. Calvin, look at it now. It's got cool blue lights.
Hooray.
And cool green stuff. Calvin, look.
Oh.
Oh, I thought I was going to make it there.
More blue orbs.
Any second now. And we should be getting a piece of Terra Steel. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Terra Steel. Calvin.
Good.
Terra Steel. That, my
There you
friend, is the second only. Stop, we don't need this much. Alright, now Calvin. We're gonna do the last and final thing.
Nature pylon?
We're gonna deal with some elves. I'm getting myself a red one because I can. Come on, Calvin. By placing 2 mana pools, and they need to be about full. I think half full, actually. 2 pylons, like 2 pools with pylons on top like this. With a frame like this, corners are actually just not necessary at all, even slightly. Even the guidebook says to do without corners, so don't do with corners. With all this, I present to you the elves, Calvin.
Hooray!
That's for next Botania episode. But for now, I'll show you how the elves work. See that mana diamond you had a minute ago? No, what the...
Hooray!
No, no. Calvin, you see these mana diamonds?
Yeah.
Oh, look. It's a new item.
Oh.
They trade with you, cross-dimensionally. But only some items, not all items.
Me.
You cannot go through. But mostly mana pearls, mana steel, and mana diamonds. Like, watch, if I throw a stack of mana pearls through and a stack of mana steel through, we get pixie dust for the mana pearls, and the mana steel gives us elementium, I think. Yeah. You need this type of stuff to make the next tier stuff. Makes sense. Let me check. What else can you throw through the portal? Elven trade. There's 5 things you can throw through. You can throw through blocks of these resources. You can get Dreamwood from Living Wood. You can get cool Dreamwood leaves. You can get blocks and stuff. Oh, you can get cool glass. You can get cool quartz. Oh, and cool thing for whenever you're using this mod. So originally, you'll always get this Lexica Botanica. It's the normal boy. It's Normie boy, okay? It's crafted with a sapling and a book. It looks boring, though. Alright? You know that. Calvin.
Yeah.
I now have cool Lexica Botanica. Throw yours in. Throw yours into the portal, Calvin. Trade with the elves, my friend.
Eh.
Walk closer to the portal.
Oh.
There's only a slight difference, but I'm not telling you what it is because I don't want you to find it. Anyways, that is everything for this episode of Botania. We've gone over everything in the chest. We've gone over all of this stuff. We've found the elves. We're gonna come back to this. We will be coming back to this, but not today. Anyways, that is everything for today. Goodbye, people of this mortal realm.